Gotham episode 8, The Mask. When I first heard that title, I thought it was mainly going to be about this criminal who wears a kabuki mask and forcing people to fight. But as the episode went on, I started thinking, no, wait, I think everyone is wearing a mask in this episode. And it starts off beautifully with Oswald meeting with Fish in her bar. And it's just like very unnerving, just tense and feelings everywhere. It's just like, ooh, what's going to happen? You feel like at any moment they're going to start killing each other. And they almost kind of do. If Oswald didn't keep his, calm head, he probably would have let his guys, start shooting up the place. And it would just been like, okay, that was a big bloodbath way too soon. But it was like, okay, they're just wearing masks. We're at peace. We're not at war. Let's not cause any trouble. Let's just keep going, not talk to each other. That's it. All right. But of course, Oswald works behind Fish's back. It's like, let's kidnap this new guy that's replaced me on Fish's employ. So of course they do that, and I'm thinking like, what are you gonna do with him? It's like, oh, okay, so you want to find out what's been going on with Fish. Although I will question why Fish hasn't noticed why her umbrella carrier or her stoogie hasn't been around for, I'm guessing, a couple of hours or maybe a whole day, and why he's gonna go missing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Fish is just too engrossed in her own plans that she doesn't care about what happens to everyone else's business. And that's ultimately going to be her downfall. She thinks Penguin, now that he has status, he's still just a weaselly little weakling. She doesn't have to worry about him. But she's completely wrong. Anyway, with the secret weapon girl, I'm sorry I don't remember her name. I'm going to call her Blondie. When Blondie, starts showing some signs of hesitance, it's like, okay, this is probably why she hasn't done anything as of yet. She hasn't really, done any moves or against Fish or Falcone. She's just like, I don't know what to do. I'm scared of Fish, but at the same time, I'm scared of Falcone. Either way, I'm gonna die. But at the same time, Falcone seems to be a decent enough guy, so I don't know. And I like that, questioning herself. So when she goes into Fish and tells her, hey, I don't know, I would think I want out. And of course, Fish starts telling this story about her mother and when she was a girl and never letting a guy be above her in any way, shape, or form. At first, I started thinking, like, okay, here we go, some character progression. I want to know more about Fish. And I was ready to go on this little speech. It's like, okay, now I get it. Now I know where she's coming from. But near the end, it's just like, oh, she lied. So I still don't know that much about her or her reasoning behind it. Maybe she really does just want power in the most basic villain form. But either way, it's great to see Blondie, really questioning herself and really just not knowing what's going to happen to her or where this is all going to go. Is she really going to be rewarded the way she expects? Who knows? But that storyline ends there. But of course, Oswald finds out that there's someone in Falcone's employ that works for Fish. And obviously, it's going to look at all the people who came in recently. It's like, that new girl, she's suspicious. I think it's her. So obviously, Oswald's going to find that out, and who knows what's going to happen to Blondie. But either way, that's where that ends. And really, the focus of this episode, however, was Gordon really working together with the rest of the police station. Last episode, they all just walked out on him. And it was just a big blow to his trust in his fellow officers, his comrades at arms, so to speak. And he's a military man. In the military, I'm guessing even in this universe, you don't leave a brother behind. You just don't. And the fact that he was betrayed and just left there for dead by his so-called brothers at arms, that had to hurt more than anything that ever happened to him. So of course he's mad. He's like, I don't care what the other officers are doing or what deals they made with other shady businessmen. I'm just going to start arresting people and just start yelling at them at their face and not trusting their opinions. And it's just like the tension is just great. It's beautiful. And of course, all the other officers are angry at Gordon because they wouldn't have had to betray him if he didn't just go all loose cannon on them. But still, it's fantastic to see their chemistry, being destroyed and now having to, be built up again. But either way, it ends with ultimately, Gordon being in trouble with this new villain. I'm going to call him the Mask because I guess that's what the episode is supposed to go after. And the reason, they're going after him was because of he likes fighting. He likes proving warrior strength and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think it's just a rich guy who's bored, and maybe that's why. I mean, he has a lounge where his employees can actually just sit around and watch the new interviewees, try to kill each other. And it's just like, what the hell? Okay, you weirdos, get the hell out of here. But either way, their relationship is, I suppose stronger than ever, but it's still going to be a bit shaky in the future. Although I will have to say I laughed at the part where Bullock, screams at them and gives them a speech. But one of the first cops to go back up to him is like, okay, I'll help you find Jim. But you're still going to lie to my wife about where I am at night, right? He's still going to ask about that? It's like, get out of here, man. But either way, that's where that ends. And of course we get Selena back. She stole something. Now she's running back into Jim Gordon again. I have no idea where that's leading to. She's made appearances here and there, but really I have no idea what role she's gonna play in this series, if at all this season. But who knows? And leading to that, we go to Bruce and his little storyline about going back into school. And I'm wondering, okay, I guess that sort of makes sense. He's been given a bit of a reprieve. His parents are dead. He doesn't have to come to school, but it's nice to see Alfred forcing. It was like, it's good that you're, devoted to finding your parents' murderers and trying to make the city better, so to speak, but you still have to be a child every now and then. And that's fine. But of course, there are those kids who just like, hey, did you see your parents' blood? Did you see your parents' guts? And I don't know. I can believe a kid being interested in, I've never seen a dead body before. But if you're gonna go to the victim's kid and ask him, that's just kind of too far, even for kids. But it did give an excuse for Bruce learning that he's not gonna be able to protect himself, against people who he believes to be corrupt, because he gets beat up pretty bad. And it's nice to see Alfred's like, did you get him hard? Did you break a couple teeth? And Bruce is like, no, I didn't get any hits in. It's like, oh, damn. To see Bruce like this before he becomes Batman is kind of hilarious. But then he just kind of, Alfred takes Bruce to the bully's house and lets him punch his teeth in till he's bleeding from the mouth. Then walks away saying, okay, let's go, Master Bruce. Let's go get pizza. And it's like, shouldn't you be worried about what kind of example this is setting for this kid? Or aren't you worried about how this is going to cause some bad PR for the Wayne family? But I don't know. I think it should have skipped over that whole punching the bully's teeth in and just gone straight to Bruce asking Alfred, can you teach me to fight? That would have been fine. To show the bully getting beat up, while I guess satisfying to some people, it's like, yeah, he deserved it. I still think it was unnecessary and also really makes me question Alfred's character. But either way, I guess it supposedly created a sort of foundation for Bruce and learning how to defend himself and just really fortify his physique. But anyway, all in all, this was a fantastic episode. I really loved it. I was just excited the whole way through. The only thing that really bothered me was Barbara. Again, Barbara. I can believe last episode she would come back. Her emotions got in the way. She thought she can reason with a mob boss. But this time, she just left Gordon. And it just makes me just tired. Because, alright, she came back. Probably, of course, out of love for Gordon. But she has to realize that by coming back, she just made things worse for him. And so when he just skips over one phone call, from her, she immediately takes it as a sign as, he doesn't want to listen to me. He doesn't understand what I'm going through. I'm leaving you, Gordon. What the hell? You put him through all this trouble and you also make it worse for him, by, ruining his plan to take down Falcone, and you just decide to leave? Okay. Why are you doing that, Barbara? It makes no sense, and it just makes you a very annoying character. Hell, you could have almost shot him too. You were drinking yourself into a kind of a stupor and took his guns like, I heard someone open the door. I have to kill him. What if it could be Gordon? Hello, Barbara. You're not in the right mindset. But hopefully that gets resolved. Hopefully next episode or soon, because I don't want it to be dragged on, and it's gonna affect Jim, throughout the whole thing. The only other thing I can talk about is Enigma and his, really creepy desire to be involved in everything. He thinks he's better than everyone, and in a way he kind of is. He found things in the autopsy that the official autopsy person didn't, although I will question why, but I don't know. And also, I like the line Bullock said to Gordon. It's like, let's face it, you like the fact that everyone hates you now. You like the fact that you're in this middle of a war. You like battle. You crave it. And on some level, I kind of believe it. I know Gordon said it's not that I like battle. It's just like, I believe I'm the only one who can take this battle head on and really come out successful. Because if no one else is going to fight for Gotham, who will? But I kind of do believe that he does crave, this sort of excitement to a certain extent. He doesn't want people dying in the streets. No, he just wants to put himself out in the line of fire. I would like to see more of how he was when he was in the military. Maybe he was the kind of guy who jumps into bullet fire to protect his brothers or something. But that's the kind of feeling I get from this Gordon in this episode. It's like he's the kind of guy who's willing to take on an army all by himself, even if it means he's gonna die pointlessly. It's just more of a I died trying, doing everything I can in my power. But either way, that was all there is to this episode that I can talk about. What did you guys think? I really think this was a fantastic episode. I really did, except for, of course, a couple of things here and there that I can question, but not too much to delve into. It didn't ruin the episode for me. But hopefully the next episode is just as amazing, just as much tension and just suspense. This series is really taking me up for a ride, and I love the ride so far. So hopefully the next episode continues that ride. Till then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.